Hey everyone, what's going on? Retire on Dividends here. I want to make an update. Basically, it's the end of the month. It's the end of March 2024. So it's time to give my portfolio a review to show you guys, if you care, how I did, and so on and so forth. If my voice sounds funny, it's because I'm a little, I guess, under the weather, but it is what it is. I have small children, and that's how it goes. But anyway, let's get to it. Right at the top, again, this is all of currently what I hold as of the close yesterday, which was Thursday, March 28th. Today's Friday. It's Good Friday. It's a holiday, and then the weekend, and then April 1st is Monday. So let's get to it. So Tesley, I still hold Tesley. I still own 250 shares. I have been selling out, and I'm going to sell out of all of it at some point because, well, two reasons. Number one, the YieldMax, their process of doing their covered call strategy is really, really good for certain stocks. In my opinion, it doesn't really work the best on stocks like Tesla. And the issue with Tesla is, it's volatile compared to the everyday stock. However, its implied volatility does not reflect like how volatile it truly is, in my opinion. Like, it can fluctuate 5 to 10% in one day, either direction. But usually when you see movements like that, you would get a higher implied volatility, maybe in the 80% range. So the problem is, since they're not getting the proper implied volatility, and they strive, for, say, X yield, the fund managers do, they have to go so close to the money every week in and week out. They're so close to the money in order to get the appropriate premium to pay off, to pay us off, our distribution. And it's just not working out because some weeks we lose. The weeks when Tesla blows up, there's nothing we could do because we will never capture the full upside. And we know Tesla won't go up 2 to 3% a week, right? When it goes up, it's going to fly up. So I don't want to make this a Tesla video, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys why I'm getting out of Tesla. There's reason number two, by the way. I'm going to do my own options, and I have been, and I'm doing it on TSLL, which is it's a 1.5x leverage fund that mimics Tesla. And it's going to turn into a 2x leverage fund, but it's cheap and I can afford it. So I'm going to move my Tesla exposure from Tesley to TSLL, and I'm in the process of doing that. So for the month of March, I sold Tesley. I sold 250 shares, and I took a loss of $2,802.50. Plus or minus. Again, that's based on what I calculated. So yeah, it's a loss that I'm okay with taking because, again, it was my mistake. The way I bought into Tesla was stupid because I bought too much at once. I didn't average in. And if I averaged in, I'd be in a much better spot than I am. But again, you live and you learn. So it's a mistake I'm willing to pay for. I also sold out of Theta. That's the SoFi ETF. I just was not impressed with it. I'm just going to say that. So I actually had a gain with that, but I didn't note the gain. It wasn't enough to make it worthy. But anyway, how am I doing with Tesla? My cost basis is, there's no protect getting this fixed, but the cost basis is $25.75. Tesla, let's be real, it's never going to go back up to that price. Again, this is post reverse split numbers. The current trade price of Tesla is $16.11. My current allocation of Tesla is 8.17% of my portfolio. Capital gain wise, I'm down, these are my current holdings, I'm down $2,410. To date, I have received $5,891 from Tesley dividends, which I'm happy about that. They always pay a really good distribution. My distribution return on investment, again, this is based on distributions that I received for all the holdings, but it's a comparison to my current holdings. So yeah, it's a little skewed, but based on that, it's 91%. Total return, 3,481. Total return percentage, 54%. So again, my total return a little skewed as well because, I took the loss. I took it like a man. It is what it is. So what's left is what's left. But I'm not worried about those numbers because I'm going to get out of Tesley at some point, probably by the end of next month. But listen, I'm not a Tesley hater. I still love it. I still love Tesley. I love Tesla. I love YieldMax. But some funds work better than the others. And it's okay. It's okay to sell some for other. It's not a big deal, guys. You could do what you want. All right, let's take a look at AMZ. This is by far one of my favorite YieldMax funds. I hold 230 shares of AMZ. My cost basis is $21.48. The current price is $23.50. My current allocation of my portfolio, this is 10.97% of my current, my portfolio. And capital gain wise, again, this is paper on paper. I'm up $464.60. Total distributions, I have received $753. Distribution return on investment, 15%. Again, once this hits 100%, that means I'm playing with house money, essentially. Total return, $1,218.24. This is capital gain plus distribution. Total return percentage, 24%. So I'm doing awesome on AMZ. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. I have 180 shares of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is freaking amazing, man. It's the GOAT. My cost basis is $21.64. The current trade price is $29.40. My current allocation, again, I'm passing over cost allocation because it doesn't matter anymore, right? That's based on what I paid. The current allocation, it's 10.74% of my portfolio. That's high number, but it's high because, sorry, I'm gonna get a sip of water. It's high because NVIDIA keeps going up. It's not because I keep buying into NVIDIA. But anyway, capital gains, I'm up $1,396.80. Amazing. Total distributions, I have made $1,211.39. Distribution return on investment, 31%. Awesome. Total return, $2,608.19. Total return percentage, 66%. Almost 67%. Unreal. I love it, man. I love it. I really do. All right, let's take a look at Netflix. 200 shares I own. My cost basis is $18.32, and the current price is $18.57. So it's close, but I'm up. I'm up on this one too. Current allocation, it's 7%, 7.5% of my portfolio. Capital gains, I'm up $50. Total distributions, I've received $911. My distribution return on investment, 24%. And my total return, $961. Percent wise is 26%. So again, awesome. These funds, people, a lot of, these YouTubers out there, they just, when they knock YieldMax, they just look at Tesley. If they tried to knock it based on some of these other ones, it just wouldn't work for them. So it's inconvenient for them. I wish they would, And the only time they actually even bring these up is when they compare it to the underlying, which obviously, come on. Anyway, enough about that. Coney, man. A couple months ago, I made a bad move. I sold Coney for a profit because I thought the earnings would go bad. The earnings went well, so long story short, I was only able to capture 50 more shares since then. But anyway, I have 50 shares with a cost basis of $23.80. The current price is $29.64. It's 3% of my portfolio. Capital gains, I'm up $292. Total distributions received, $414.80. Distribution ROI, 34%. Total return, $706.80. And then total return percentage, 59%. Phoebe. This is a newer position for me. I own 20 shares with a cost basis of $22.56. Trade price slightly above that, $22.68. It's less than 1% of my portfolio. Obviously, I have to add more, but again, I've been up, so it's hard. Capital gains, $2.40. No distributions yet. So total return is $2.40, obviously, and then 0.53% total return percentage. YieldMax, okay. YieldMax, again, it's a newer position. I only own 20 shares. My cost basis is $20.51. Again, this I'm not going to get too far into the ones that are less than 1% of my portfolio, but YieldMax, in summary, I'm up $34.72. Clip is a little bigger position. This one I'm down on. I own 120 shares. My average is 16.51. The current price is 14.55. My current allocation is 3.54%. Capital gains, I'm down $235, but I received $351 in total distribution. So my total return is 116. Total return percentage, I'm up 5%. All right, JEPI, Defiance funds. All right, let's try to group these together. I don't know why I put IWMY under SPY-T, but regardless of that, let's talk about the big three. So JEPI, QQQY, and IWMY, I am in the red. Not by much, but capital gain wise, JEPI, I'm down $26. QQQY, I'm down 105. IWMY, I'm down 24. Total distribution, JEPI, I got $145 so far. QQQY 305. IWMY 139. So total return, I'm up on all of them. 6%, 7%, 6%. SPY-T is a brand new position. I'm up, $2. That's not a big deal, but I only own 10 shares. I added XDTE and QDTE. These are the weekly payers from Roundhill. Too new to talk about, so we'll see how they go. I have to do more research on them, to be honest. SVOL, you can't stop SVOL, man. My cost base is $22.76. Current price $22.66. It's 3.68% of my portfolio, but total return, I'm up 7%. SPY-I, 70 shares. This is 7% of my portfolio. I'm up 11.93%. QQQI, I finally was able to add 10 shares. Whoopie-doo. No distribution yet, obviously. I'm only down 50 cents, but that's no big deal. HCOW, I always said this is one of my favorites, and everyone asks me why, because the yield is so low. But HCOW, I have 50 shares with a cost basis of $24.70. And guess what? It costs $27.45. So how the heck am I supposed to buy more? My current allocation is 2.79%. Capital gains, I'm up $137.50. Distributions, $26. Total return, $163. 13%. Really good. TLTW, I mean, not a huge fan, so this one's probably going to go, to be honest. 100 shares. Overall, TLTW, I'm up 0.92%. This one doesn't impress me, honestly. And last but not least, FEPI. FEPI impresses everyone. They do well. My cost basis, it's actually higher. It's higher than the current price, so, I could buy in. But I own 50 shares at $56.25. The current price is $55.53. And my current allocation, FEPI, is 6.2%, so that's a pretty high allocation too. But total return-wise, I'm up 2.75%, with capital gains and distributions. So those are all the stocks and, ETFs that I own. As mentioned, I'm doing options now on TSLL, so now it's going to be part of my income each month. And I do the wheel on TSLL. Currently, I actually own 400 shares. And believe it or not, they paid a distribution this month. I received, I forget how much the payment, the dividend was like 30 something bucks, but the rest of this under distribution is what I made in options. So overall, I'm doing okay with my options journey. And then last but not least, I have 8.28% in cash, which is mainly for my options journey. However, I do use that to buy into more shares and average down. So let's take a look at the numbers. Overall, my current investment, I'm at $49,274. Capital gain wise, overall, I'm down $484.95. Only, again, Tesley, once I get rid of Tesley, things will get on the up and up, because again, it's not to me, it just doesn't work with that fund. Total distributions received since I started, $10,988.60. Total return, we're looking at, I'm up $10,663.65. Total distribution, dividends, whatever you want to call it, options income. Total income for the month, $1,905.59. So that is really good. For me, it's really good. Maybe not for some of you. All right, so let's look at the journey estimate versus actual. So for the month of March, after an adjustment based on prior losses, I you know, I estimated to hope to receive 1,661 in dividends in income. I received 1,905, so I highlighted that green. That is a win. And capital, I should be at 51,500. However, I'm at 49,274. The yield I brought in is 45.88%. And as you know, looking at the top, my target yield is 40%, which I know I'm going to get a comment. That's unsustainable. Yeah, I know. But is it unsustainable? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. If you play it right, you'll be okay. Capital loss compared to estimate, 4.32%. Not all that bad. Obviously, the realized loss, this is just a slight dagger, dagger to the arm, whatever. Who knows? But it's $2,800. Yes, it sucks. It sucks to lose money, but it's either you continue to lose money and you're not happy with your investment, or you just rip up the Band-Aid. You take the loss and you get it over. Get it over with, right? Yes, I still own Tesley, but I'm gonna let some of it work because I don't need the money right now. I'll let the fund managers do what they do, because let's be real, Tesla's at a 52-week low for the most part. So I see it going up. Yes, Tesley can recover something. It can. Knowing long term it's not going to recover, too much, it's not worth it to me, which is why I'm getting rid of it. But I'm in no rush. Like, it's not going to tank. It's not going to tank tomorrow. I'm not worried about that. I'm still going to get paid, a distribution this month from them, and I'll be happy with that. But yeah, don't be surprised next month if it's out of my portfolio. All right, so just to recap, by the way, what is this account? What am I doing? This is the Retire Now account. This is the Retire on Dividends taxable account. This is the only account that is not stuck in retirement accounts. And by the way, I made a really fun video. One second. The other day, and I talked about the 401k and, just how ridiculous, like, the whole thing is, the whole, what we're taught, everything. It's just, I thought I did a really good video. So go check it out. I think it's worthwhile. Maybe I'll pin it to this if I remember. But this is the only account I have that's taxable, which means it's the only account I can retire early off of, unless I want to quit my job and then take out the money from the 401k and take a 10% penalty, which that's not the plan, because that would not be too smart. But anyway, let's take a look. If I use this, and these are the numbers now, by the way. I had to remove contribution, right? I had contributions from September 23 to last month. And guess what? Starting in March, I stopped my contributions. Why? Because my wife has quit her job. She's an at-home mom now. So I obviously don't have her income bringing in the contribution. And I can't use my income for the contribution because I need that income to support our bills. So this calculation is now simply based on reinvesting the entire distribution. Because my hope is my income plus whatever I make on YouTube can support our monthly bills. If not, obviously I have $1,900 coming in from here. If I have, I'll flip the switch. I'll use this money as needed. That's the beauty of it being in a taxable account. Okay, so anyway, the plan with this, again, this calculates based on, it adds more capital. It takes, so it takes C20, which is the capital from the prior month, and then it adds B8, which is, what the hell is B8? Oh, current contribution, which is 0. Obviously, that number doesn't matter. And then it adds B21, which is, oh my God, the the estimated distribution coming in. So as that capital goal goes up, as goes the distribution income estimate on column B. So scrolling down, again, this is monthly income. If I go, what is my goal to retire? Well, basically, when I could produce $20,000 gross income a month, I think I can retire. And that, to me, that should happen in September of 2030. Right now we're in March of 2024, so that's approximately 6+ years away. Less than 6.5 years or whatever. So 21,000, a month is pretty good income. It's enough for me to live off of, and that would mean I would have about 664,000 of in my capital. So if I could do that, then I could retire in 2030, and everything could be great. And guess what, guys? By then, I'll be 47. So unfortunately, the retirement accounts, I can't touch them. But when I can, guess what? I can add them now to this. So that's good. But anyway, that's my journey. That's my plan. Nothing has changed except obviously my contributions are not there anymore because my wife quit her job. So we have a better lifestyle at home. And trust me, I don't, even if we struggle for a little bit right now, it's going to be well worth it. Well worth it for her. Well worth it for me. Because it's tough, man. It's tough. Anyway, and then I have the assistance column. So when I can, those are where my deposits will go. And as needed, I'll throw some more money in. But there will be no regular contributions, unfortunately, unless I get some massive raise at work. But that's probably not happening this year. But either way, that's how I did. Again, I made $1,905 this month, the month of March 2024. Pretty good month. Again, my capital's down, but so be it. I'm going to slowly, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to still average 40% yield, which, as you can see, I have averaged 40% yield except that first month. So to me, that's no issue. And I'll continue to buy into most of the funds that I own here. Again, I'm probably going to sell out of Tesley. I'm probably going to sell out of TLTW. But everything else, for the most part, that's in this portfolio will stay. Yes, even Clip. I don't like that they sell at the money calls, but I do like the international exposure. So if I could just keep them and average down, I see them as a benefit to the portfolio. Either way, I'm happy. I am happy with my portfolio. It's done pretty decent. So, I don't own Misty, unfortunately. I know a lot of you own Misty, and your portfolio probably looks amazing with it. I only own Coney, but 50 shares. But it's all good. It's all good. I don't care. No regrets. I'm having fun with this, but I just wanted to share how I'm doing. If you guys cared, some people always ask, who do you hold? And this is the time for me to share that with you. So I'm happy to. So anyway, guys. By the way, a lot of people do ask for the spreadsheet. I did put the template of this spreadsheet in my Discord under the spreadsheets channel. I do have an even better spreadsheet, and I will make a video on that. I promise. I'm overdue. I have to think of like an example of, how much income, and maybe I'll ask for someone's exact scenario, and I'll do that. But either way, let me go. My lunch break. I need the other half of my lunch break to actually eat and enjoy some lunch. Especially since I feel like crap. But either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want me to continue to give updates once a month, let me know in the comments. It's always good to hear that people actually do like this content. But either way, thank you for watching. As always, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. Hopefully you had fun, because I did. This is one of my favorite videos to make. Anyway, I'm out of here. And enjoy your day, everyone. Later.